G'day there folks, I'm Beanie and you're watching Beanie Draws. In this video I'm going to try something a little bit different. Not hugely different, but just a little bit. I'm going to try and draw a cartoon of Claire running with the T-Rex behind her. So in this video I'm going to try and draw a cartoon of Claire from Jurassic World running away from the T-Rex. Or is she running with the T-Rex? So what we're going to do is I'm going to draw a head, and this is going to be cartoon styled, so we're not going to be focusing on accuracy, just mainly focusing on the aspects that make her her. So it's going to be the body, just do a little bit of a squarish thing. She wears a skirt, doesn't she, in Jurassic World? Yes, she wears a skirt, so I'm going to have the skirt, kind of like that. Alright, I'm going to have her arm, kind of like running pose. So how I usually do arms is I just do like, a little bit of a, think of it like those posable dolls that you see in art stores. Kind of like that for now. But she's going to be basically doing her running, and she's kind of holding the flare in her right arm, so maybe I should be doing this on the other. Nah, you know what? Who cares? She can have the flare in her other hand. She's allowed to run with the flare in that hand. I know some people will probably pull me up on that, going, her flare was in the other hand, but whatever. So I'm just drawing a little bit of a stick there for the flare. Going to give a bit of a flame with some wiggly lines, and gonna have her. Okay, I'm gonna draw her legs as if she's kind of not wearing clothes for now, just so I can kind of get an idea of where her leg placement will be. So I'm gonna have, and I usually always draw my bits of body, like as you can see there. I've got the body visible through the arm. That's just kind of how I do my layouts to start off with, and then I erase the bits I don't need. So I'm going to have the knee, there's her thigh. You'll probably notice in a lot of my other tutorials sometimes I go on along about thigh pieces. Probably wouldn't be quite as appropriate to call her thigh a thigh piece. I suppose it wouldn't be appropriate to call a dinosaur thigh a thigh piece, but So there's a leg. I probably should make a leg a little bit shorter, actually. I'm gonna make the knee there instead. I won't leave that knee there. But yeah, I'm gonna have her foot, her ankle and foot. Yeah, a lot of editing, and it's very tiring. So there's the leg. Her leg's going to be kind of hidden behind her other calf, so kind of gonna, actually maybe, no. How I had it originally I think was better. So, gonna have her foot, as you can see, ankle circle, then a foot, and I'm gonna have like the other foot, and because she's running in ridiculous heels, we all know the jokes now. How ridiculous it is to run in heels, I guess, but I'm going to draw the heels because, maybe I should do something funny with the heels. I don't know. If something pops into my mind while I'm drawing it, I'll work on it. Speaking of funny and cute in cartoons, I still have to get my Dilophosaurus. I haven't started editing that video yet. Still I don't even know where the actual original drawing is of that now. We're gonna give her her fringe, so like so. I know I'm drawing fast, but this is more me just kind of getting an idea of how I want it to look. Bit of a squarish. So just draw the hair like that. She's got a very kind of angular face when you think about it. I'm still gonna, I'll have a slight, what am I going on about? Angular, curvular, yeah, I'll go combination of the two. So then the hair, her hair is kind of cut at an angle, and her hair is kind of wiggly by that stage in the movie. I'm gonna have this part of her hair kind of angular. Draw the fringe. Her eyes are kind of like here. So, actually, I think in that regard, her fringe might be a little bit lower. Like so. And her nose, we'll just do it like so. I'm just going to give it like a little sort of a nose. Don't have to be all too focused on it. Because it's a cartoon, we're not going for accuracy. We're going for cartoonisms. My mental thesaurus isn't the best, as you will have known if you watched a lot of my videos. What I do want to do is give her some pupils. So what I've done here, like I didn't explain anything of what I just drew there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain it, maybe with this eye. What I'm going to do is draw the top eyelid, bottom eyelid, and I'm actually drawing this a bit bigger than the other one because I want it to be cartoony, so I'm going to erase that eye anyway. Just erase that. So have her eye, top of her eyelid, bottom of her eyelid. I've even drawn that bigger than the other one. How about that, eh? What I'm going to do is going to draw a big circle for her iris, a little circle which will be where the shine will go, and then I'll draw another circle in the middle of all that, which will be her pupil. I can't remember what color her eyes are, but I think they're brown. But what I'm going to do is also going to make a bit of a black curvy line like so. And that's kind of how you get it, sort of anime-ish style, kind of cartoony. So I'm just going to fix up this eye a bit. Gonna have the circles again. Circle for the shine. Circle, colored circle for the pupil, and see how that one looks kind of weird. That one looks kind of okay. Basically, what you do is just kind of, I don't even know if you can see it. Let's see if I can. Okay, camera shifting time. So as you can see around here, I'm now going to add in a bit of a line there, because you want the shadow of her eyelid over her eye. You won't be able to see the eyelid or anything like that, but oh, silly camera. Okay, as you can see there, it's like kind of got a you have more black on the top end to connect the eye, connect the pupil to the top of the eyelid, and that, or top of the iris, and that's how you kind of make it look, you know, cartoony and less creepy. Unless you're going for creepy, in which case, go for gold. Now to return back to normal. Now we will do her lips. Make her lips like they're open because she's running, so I'll just give her a little bit of a lip there. Bit of a curvy line for the top part and a slightly less curvy line at the bottom. And have her mouth slightly open because she's running. And I'll draw. Yeah, nah, I'll do the full bottom lip. If it was a guy, you wouldn't draw the full bottom lip. You just do a line. I might do a little. Maybe I'll do something like that for Chris Pratt at some point. But for now, I'm just going to keep it as is. I'm going to give her a cheekbone. Bit of an angular cheekbone. like so. A bit of a cheekbone, like so. Bit of a jawline. And a jawline. Think like that. Then we'll just give her some hair details. She's wearing a singlet, isn't she? So we'll draw her in a singlet. Draw her shoulders and a neck, and shoulders, and then shoulders. Draw the singlet. So I've got the singlet. Go like so. Give her some bosom. I think that's the family-friendly way of saying it. Okay, I have absolutely no idea what just happened, but for some reason, between what you just saw and now, I had no idea that the video was not recording. It just stopped recording. So I've got to about this point in the video, and I have no idea that none of that was recording. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do, because I want to teach you guys a bit more, I am going to take a photo of this so I know what it looks like, and then I'm going to do it again, because I know you guys would have wanted to see how this part is done. Okay, now for the sake of I can't believe I'm doing this because it looks so good right now, but I don't want to erase it. Okay, because I want to teach you guys. I'm going to erase a bit of it. I'm just going to erase it lightly. Using these light lines, what I'm going to do is teach you how to draw that part. So, like we've already done the shape of the head using from what my last video reference is showing me. So I'm just going to redraw that. That's so frustrating. This has happened before when because I tried to do a drawing of Claire in a very serious manner, and the video corrupted, which meant there's a whole tutorial on how to draw her realistically, and the video doesn't work. So I may one day get it working, but otherwise, yeah. There's the shoulder. You draw a curved line for the shoulder, draw a curved line for the upper arm, then a sharp pointy curve here for the elbow that turns around, and I think I mentioned something about how I draw in like those posable puppet things that you get at art stores, so I'm just refining that. What you didn't see was what I was doing with the... Actually, I can re-explain this wrist section now, because I didn't even... You guys haven't watched that part. So what I'm going to try and do now is explain that there's a squarish triangle shape here, as you can see. I'm going to give a bit of a lump, a slight curved line for her arm for that part, and then I'm going to have a line there. Then I'm going to give it 4 lumps. So I'm basically just redrawing what I did. It's not the end of the world, I guess. I just got really peeved off. So luckily you guys didn't hear the uncensored version, because that was, yeah. Anyway, there's the hands and a little lump there for her thumb. Drawing the strap of her singlet and another strap, and then just drawing that strap. Draw the neck, I also did the lips. So here's a tip for those of you who asked if you guys should do like tutorial channels. Go right ahead. Just make sure that when you're recording your video that you're actually recording it and you haven't hit stop by accident. I think what I got up to is I was drawing the fringe. So I'm going to draw the fringe. A long curved line here. And some random lines for the fringe bit. And then refine it's a bit of a semicircle, half a circle, round line. Just some random lines there to give it a little bit of texture. Then I'm just gonna put some lines along here for the bottom of her cut. And there's a line here because her hair kind of comes in on itself. So I think it's like a bob that you guys call it. Angular cut there. So I'm just going to go zigzag, 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 straight line. That's how I usually do my hair. And then I'm just going to refine that bit of line and some hair texture. Just some light random lines. You don't have to be too precious about it, just to give the texture. I'm going to fix up her bottom eyelid. Maybe make it a little bit darker around there. That works. And right in here, what I did was I had a line there for the bottom of her hair. And what I did was I made it really dark in here as for shadow. And I did the same here. I did dark shadow. You're watching that again now. And that kind of gives you the idea of the bob and the inside of the hair. Now I'm just going to draw in that shoulder, that bit, and around here is a curved line for the lower part of her boobs, as the guy from Honest Trailers goes on about sometimes when he's if you've seen his Ninja Turtles Secret of the Ooze, he calls it Ninja Turtles 2 Secret of the Ooze. And he does the same with boobs. So, boobs. So I'm just going to draw in some curved lines here. These are for her waist. And some hips there. Okay, shoulder. Kind of like what I did there. Just some little curved lines. Just to give it a little bit of a muscular, not too muscular, but an anatomical quality. I've drawn some lines up here because, okay, I've drawn a bit of an armpit there. It's a bit dark, but it gets the point across. And then a line here. Now I'm constantly watching my preview screen to make sure I'm actually still recording. Her waist thing. I'm going to draw in the tie for her shirt that she's tied up around her waist. Because she's badass. Then around here, give some wrinkles for the cloth. Some wrinkle lines. Just to make it look like her shirt is wrapped around her waist. What I do, like around here, what I'll do is I'll do a line coming out, a circular line coming around, and so see how kind of that line it parallels or mirrors that line. You might have seen it in like the gloves of Super Mario or Sonic the Hedgehog, or around Sonic the Hedgehog's socks. It's kind of that style. So you have like a bit of a circled line as I did there, just protruding out and then coming back in. That kind of gives you the idea that there's a fold and a wrinkle, and then we just do the same down there. Well, not the same, just kind of wrinkled lines, and then just, add some lines in there to get your wrinkles. And now she's wearing a skirt. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a curved line for the bottom of the skirt. I'm just kind of trying to imagine what a weaving, flowing skirt would look like. So I'm just drawing the outlines of that. She doesn't have a hugely long skirt, or does she? I think it's kind of medium length, but what I'm going to do is just draw folds, lines. Basically what I do is I draw the bottom of the skirt first, and then I'll figure out where the folds and that go afterwards. So I'm just drawing a bit of a wiggly, flowy line, like so. Then I'll draw some lines there. There'll be a line around there, and then there'll be kind of like a flowy line, two flowy lines like there. There's people yelling outside. I don't know if anyone can hear that. So I think I might have made this too high. Might make that line a little bit lower, like so. And it doesn't matter now because, you know, we don't need the top of her leg too much. It's getting a bit dark now. Might have to turn on the light. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring that line down a bit. More like that. Give a bit of a wiggly, flowy line. Bit of a curved line out there, curved line. And then like so. I'm just trying to make it look like she's running, basically. So I'm going to draw the knee in there. Then her lower leg. And her calf muscle. Taking it down to the ankle. And her heels are the kind that don't have a strap on them. She's got the kind of heels that are kind of like these kind of heels. So what I draw is a little curved line there, and a pointy toe. Pointy toe goes up to about there, and then a heel. Draw that heel and shoe. Draw like that. Draw the shoe. So I'm just gonna draw like that. Okay, now I'm just gonna fold it in like that. That's probably the wrong way to describe it, but I just did, so there. I'm just going to tidy up my inside shapes. What I'm going to do is make it look like she doesn't have hairy legs. Not that there's anything wrong with that, of course. You can have your legs as hairy as you want. Mine are quite hairy indeed. What I'm going to do is make it look like that her dress is billowing and hollow inside. Basically, I'm using shadow underneath the dress to make it look like the dress is, you know, that part is forward and this part is behind. Depth, I believe, is the term I'm looking for. So I'm just going to go like so. Maybe a little bit of shading there, but there we go. And that also brings the her leg out a bit more. Okay, like so. I'm going to lighten it up around here because I think I've put too much shading in, to be honest. Because looking at the rest of the image, I only really need the underneath of the dress to be shaded. I think that looks better. Put some wrinkle lines in there though. So that's the feet more or less done. Just erase that part. Erase that part. We've got to put the forearm in first. and the thumb, and some fingers. Just draw little oval fingers, just to make it look like she's holding the flare. Oh, and a pinky finger. Can't forget the pinky finger. Well, if you don't have a pinky finger, that's fine. Not everyone has a pinky finger. I assume there's someone out there who doesn't have a pinky finger. You know, if you've ever been in an accident of some sort. But yes, there's the flare. Just gonna make it look fiery. Another flare. Fiery. Like so. Gonna give it a little bit of shading. Yeah, put in a bit of shading, looks like. That's okay. Some basic shading never goes astray. I'm not really teaching you how to do the shading, I guess, but you can kind of see how where I'm putting my lead and where I'm laying it down. The next part is deciding where we're going to put the T-Rex in here. Also affectionately known as Rexy. I'm going to put Rexy's head maybe around here. Going to give it a bit of an oval shape because she's going to be running towards her. Not my typical side profile form that I usually do. So that's going to be the round circle for her head. Going to put in some little triangles, sharp points around there. That will be for her eyebrows. Bring it in a bit, pull it out into a cheek area. I'm going to evolve that as I go along. The neck. There's a lot of foreshadowing in this one actually, so it might be a little bit of a challenge for some. Going to give the body. The body will be kind of ovaled, because it's facing forwards, but that way as well. So yeah. Gonna put the body. I can see what's happening, but I don't know if you can see what's happening right now. So I'm just trying to draw my basic shapes. So there's a circle. The hip will be up around here. I'm also trying to think of where bits will go. Put the shoulder bits there. Little forearm, upper arms, and draw the claws in around there for hands. I think her running stance, her running stance is going to be quite the same. So quite the same as hers, I should say. So I'm going to have the foot coming up that way. So there's going to have the knee there. So the thigh will be about there, which means the other thigh is going to be hidden behind that body. And this is where it gets a little challenging. Hopefully this doesn't form into a long video unexpectedly. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the leg actually coming up this way, I think, instead. So I'm just going to mainly do this more for me than anything. Just once I've figured it out what I'm doing, that is. Okay, I think I've visualized what I'm doing now. You know, for a widescreen video, I'm not utilizing much of the widescreen. Anyway, so what I was doing now is I was trying to visualize where bits will go. So I've got the knee, which will turn into the shin, and this will be the ankle. And I don't know if any of you have seen my video about drawing T-Rex feet. I don't know if I even explain this part, but what I'm basically going to do is that the foot is coming up and folding down. Think of it like a chicken foot, or you know, if you've seen a chicken walking, think of how their feet look. So what I'm going to do is draw the claws. And another claw. So I'm drawing these claws in. I usually draw the claws in first, or 2 claws, so I figure out where the rest of the foot will be. So 2 claws, 2 claws, and then bottom of the toes, and then the top of the foot, that claw, and then the toe. I think hopefully that looks okay for the foot. I don't know. It's not my best dinosaur foot, I'll say that. But it's okay for now. I'm going to draw the bottom of her stomach. So a curved line like so. And I'll do the thigh muscle. I'm drawing in the pelvic bone, and then another. I'm drawing a line here, so it looks like most of this is like the front part of the thigh, and the back part of the thigh wouldn't be as visible because it's behind the front part of the thigh. Because it's like basically if it was side view, it'd be more like that. But because it's front view, it's like that. Actually, what I can do is I can draw you what I'm basically doing. That's probably the best way to go about this. So, from a side view, that is what I'm doing. But because it's pointing forwards, you won't see all of that. So I'm doing it like so. I'll draw the knee, lining up the knee, as you can see there. Some foreshortening, so that calf muscle is like more like out here. Then it goes narrowing in to the ankle, like so. Some muscle, some ankle. Bring out the ankle a bit, and then bring it back in bring it down to the foot, and then I'm going to draw in the toes. So I'm drawing a claw there, spreading the claws out. Again, look for my tutorial on how to draw a T-Rex foot. I think I explained this better in that tutorial. If I even remember to put a link to that, I may completely forget, which is more than likely. So just search that out otherwise. So as you can see, I've drawn the toes, and I'm just now attaching. I've drawn the claws, and now I'm attaching the toes to that. Draw the toe like so, and then like so. I might not necessarily like that foot. I might make it bigger later. But for now, I'm going to draw in the tail. And the tail's going to be curving around like so. So like that. The top of the tail is curving in like a hook. And then what I'm doing is I'm basically drawing the top of the tail. and then it's a tip. Then bring it back down. It's going to be hidden because of that line, and what we'll do is bring the curve in around like so. So basically around here you got like a bit of it curves out because the tail is a cylinder, and then that line continues down to the bottom, and that's how you get yourself a bit of a tail. I might refine that down the track. We'll see how I go. I'm going to actually put in some little curved lines just to kind of emphasize that it's a cylinder. So like so. That's not too bad. Now, I'm going to draw in the shoulder of T-Rex. Now I'm drawing this straight from my head, so it's probably not going to be anatomically as correct as some of my other drawings, but that's okay. I'm drawing the neck. Basically what I'm doing is I'm doing like the neck collar area here. So where you'd put a collar along the Rex, that's just kind of some random little lines I'm putting in there just to make it kind of look like the neck is a cylinder or a tube. Now draw the top of her shoulder slash back, kind of like that. We'll bring it down like so, and then shoulder. And shoulder. I think that's okay. Gonna bring in some little arms, some little forearms, an elbow, and then drawing in the claws, 2 fingers. So draw them like so. And again, for there, I'm just curling them around a bit. And, you know, because they're cartoon, they don't have to be anatomically brilliant. I'm gonna put in the other hand around there, so it's kind of balanced in with height-wise with that finger or hand. So I'm gonna put in the claws as much as I can with the flare hiding in front of it. And I'm gonna draw the chest in like that. And because you might be wondering how to put in like the shape of the arm there to make it look right, I'm just going to put a line like there. And that's more or less, you know, that's good enough. Good enough for me, good enough for everybody. And yes, so I'm just going to put in some curved lines around there. Maybe put some lines like in there. And so, and so, and so, and curved lines like that. Yeah, that's all right. That's basically like, you know, the tummy scales. I'm going to now work on the snout. The snout will probably be about there. I'm trying to visualize it as I go. The nose ridge would be up around here. It may not make sense to some of you right now, but as you see it developed, you can rewind and replay what I just did. You can watch it, see how it's developing, and then rewind. Good old rewind. It's not even really that. It's pulling the slider back now. Anyway, I'm rambling on. I'm putting a bit of a nostril lump over each nostril hole. And I'm just going to put some little lines there for the front of the snout. Gonna do the front of the mouth. This is very complicated to explain, really, because there's a 3-dimensional object facing at an angle. So it's a bit complex to explain. I don't even know if I'm drawing it all that correctly. I think the snout actually might not be as high up. I'm going to draw the eyebrow ridge around there. Bring it around there. Draw the other eyebrow ridge around there. And then it's kind of flat, I think. The eyebrow ridge is kind of up around there. And Then you bring the eyebrow ridge up to the snout, if you can kind of see what I'm doing. I don't know if I'm explaining it very well. I'm sorry if I'm not. I'm just going to give it that sort of... It's very, very messy. I apologize. I think my problem is the head is a little bit too here, but it should be slightly over there a little bit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to draw the bottom of her mouth. Actually, yeah, I'm just going to erase most of this, because I think the placement's slightly wrong. Okay, I'm going to bring the head up around there. Going to have her mouth open to the bottom of the mouth, and then up, and then out to the cheek. And then a jaw would be like up around there. I'm drawing the bottom of her chin around here, so it's like kind of in line with the top of her mouth. This would be like the gum line. And now I'm going to draw the bottom gum line. Bring it up a bit. I'm using a reference image from Jurassic Park, so I kind of have it going right. And then, like so. Actually, the image from Jurassic World's website is kind of similar. So you can work with that image as well, of Rexy. I'm copying this part of the line, but bring it out a bit, so because her cheeks are wider than the tip of her snout and tip of her chin. So naturally, that area will be wider. And a strong jaw. Then I'm bringing that chin up to around here. And now I can erase some of the lines that are interfering, that we don't need anymore. So hopefully that's looking better. I think that's looking better now. See, it doesn't hurt to completely erase what you've drawn. I mean, it might be, for some of you who have been, find some of this a bit of a challenge and that took you a while to draw, that would be, more of a pain in the butt. But again, the more you do it, the more you practice, the better you get, and the easier it'll be in future. So I'm just going to continue on with this. Again, I'm trying to have it so, because this part here is the side of her face. Like, if it was like, I'll draw it like I did with the leg. I'll draw a quick little rough T-Rex head. So that is a profile view of T-Rex head. What I'm doing is, this part is the cheek. That part is that part. So because it's facing forward, we're going to have to do the other side. So we're copying that over there. Hopefully that makes sense. And we want to have the jaw wide. So the jaw would probably be up around here. That part is there. Because, it's like the line. So that line is about there, and it gets tricky. It gets a bit complicated. So just kind of watch what I'm doing and see if you can work it out. It's very hard to explain. So there's the stretchy part between the mouth, and the stretchy part between the mouth. I would be drawing this a lot faster if I wasn't trying to explain what I'm doing. Because I can see in my head exactly how it goes, but trying to explain it is a challenge. I'm shading inside the mouth, just did it, so I thought I'd better explain it. What I'm going to do is erase in here, because I'm going to give it room for teeth. I'm not going to have the teeth as exact as the real T-Rex. I'm going to give it a bit more cartoony of teeth. So a little bit bigger, a little bit fatter, a little bit quote-unquote cuter. So like that. That works. I think. So what I've done here is I've drawn little spiky parts. So we've got the teeth. These teeth are going to be like behind each other, if you can see what I'm doing there. So don't draw the teeth like this, like that, because that's like, you know, side view. Draw the teeth kind of more like this. So like a little bit of like a tick almost. Yeah, draw it like a tick. And that gives you the idea of not to say if it was directly in front, the teeth would be like that, and you wouldn't see the teeth behind. It's not sideways; it's kind of angular. So draw them kind of tickish. Only see a portion of the teeth behind the other tooth, and then just continue that till about there. And I'm just gonna shade in the dark part. That's not too bad. And then I'm going to draw the same, but pointing more towards us. I know I've got a few other drawings that I have to upload that I've promised, but hopefully this actually serves as a decent tutorial. Because I know that some of my tutorials, like, you know, you guys want it, like, maybe some of them serious, maybe some of them cute, but, you know, hopefully this serves as a decent tutorial. I've been a little bit, I wouldn't say lazy, I've just been busy with other things lately. What I'm doing here is I'm doing a point, as you can see all the sharp points, and I'm giving it a curved bottom at the bottom of each tooth, which gives it, think of it like an ice cream cone. So you give it a bit of a curve at the bottom base, and like that. And then I'm going to give her a tongue, so just a pointy bit of a tongue in there. I'm going to give a line for the middle part of the tongue, and then another line here. And then curl it down so it looks like it's folding in, and then I'm just going to shade in under the tongue. And shade in under around there, not as dark, maybe lighter. And then shade in there, a bit of darkness. And I'm going to shade in between the teeth and the tongue, so it looks like there's shadow. So like that, and darker up there, and darker in the gum. And I might actually draw that part of the tongue, actually. Yeah, there you go. Okay, I've drawn that darker. Colored it all in. I'm going to draw in this line a little bit firmer. That's not too bad of a lower jaw, to be honest. I think that's okay. Now I'm just going to draw some lines, curved lines for the scales that line Rexy's gum. Not gum, lip. I guess you'd call that a lip. It's lippy enough. And up around here, I'm going to draw the brow ridge. So it's a bit of a curved, tapered line. That's kind of chunky and thick. Kind of a bit of chunky line up there. Like that. Same for that end, because she's got two eyebrows. I'm not doing it exactly like, you know, not exactly like the reference images that I'm using. Just enough to kind of, you know, make it look kind of cartoonishy. That's the top of a head that forms into a neck. The back of a head, which is, you know, that part. And then that goes into the jaw. Might do a little slither of neck visible behind all that. Just a slight bit of neck. You don't want too much because, I mean, it'd be like that normally. But and if Rexy was facing us, the head would be like like this. Nostril, nostril, eye, mouth. Rawr. Rawr. Smiley roar. Her face would be like that, and all you'd see would be the top of the neck, because the rest of the neck would be hidden behind her head. Fully visible, side view, very barely visible, angular view. Hopefully that makes sense. And what I'm going to do is just going to give it a bit of a curved line around here, making it look a little bit more angry than I kind of want. Going to give her some bigger eyes than what she actually has in the movie, just to make it look kind of cute. A little bit anime, a little bit kawaii. Probably pronounced that wrong. And just going to tidy up around here. I'm going to give a bit of a snout around there. And some lumps. Lump. Lump, lump, lump. Don't know why I sang that. Some little lines like that for the top part of her gum. I'm going to give a slight curved circular line around there for her skull indentation. Going to give her a nose nostril hole again with that lumpy line thing there. Bring that down there. Gonna make her eye look like it's looking down at her. Give a line, a circle for shine. A dark dot. That's not, don't draw the full thing, just draw half of it. So it looks like she's looking down. If you're gonna have, maybe at some point I should do a video on how to do different pupil positionings to make it look like they're looking from different angles. But for now, that'll do. Just gonna put in some shading around her eye. Darken it out to about there. Now, I don't want to put too much more detail, I don't think. I'm just going to refine the rest. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to erase my bits and pieces that aren't as important to the image as a whole. I'm just thinking, realistically, she should be looking at the flare, not at her. But it's okay. I'm thinking what I might do, just as I tidy up around the edges. Now she should really be looking at the flare, but I'm not going to worry too much about that now. She's just basically running after her, going roar, in a semi-realistic, semi-cartoonistic. Well, it's not really. It's not even close to being realistic, I guess. But that's the style that I do sometimes. It's a semi-realistic style. Just adding some extra detailed lump lines and such. Some scales here and there. Some lines around there. Line. I'm going to give her some scales along her leg. Some scales along the toes. I'm putting too much detail in, but that's okay. Not putting a huge amount of detail, just enough. Now, if I really wanted to, I'd go into color into this, but that will take me forever. I might do another video down the track of coloring this one, but if I don't, I don't. I want to fix up a foot. Maybe not actually, because with a smaller foot, the smaller foot is to make it look like it's behind that foot, which is bigger, which, you know, the bigger the foot is, the closer it is to you. The smaller the foot is, the further behind it is. So I'm going to keep it that way for perspective purposes. I will put in some shadow circles. Now I'm just going to quickly color that in. Making them darker underneath the feet. I'm going to give it a horizontal line here. I would put skeleton fragments. Actually, no, I'm not going to put. I know, I'm just going to put in a quick little hallway, fence, wall-looking thing. Very, 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 very rough and loose. Just to kind of give it the idea that, you know, they're running down that hallway. It's not even a hallway, it's like a pathway. So I'll just draw the other part around there. Might make it a little bit darker around here. Maybe not. Maybe I'll just make it grey. So it looks like it's nighttime. Looks like it's a little bit of a background. Very rough, very loose. Using the side of my pencil for the flat edge. In a very sketchy style. And maybe what I'll just do quickly is use my fingers, just smudge it all around, blend it all in together. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to erase a circle in there, because in the movie there's the moon is out, so I'm just going to have the moon out by erasing. Very easy. Just going to quickly refine the moon just a little bit, maybe put a few little tiny little craters in there. There was a bit of cloud in there. This is just detail for the sake of it now. You don't have to do any of this, but because I'm an illustrator, this is illustration for the sake of illustration. Just some wiggly lines for clouds. Might put a big 9 up around here, just to kind of give it the indication that's paddock 9, and that's the way towards paddock 9, maybe. Arrow pointing up because it's heading towards 9. I don't know if that's... Maybe I'll erase that, maybe I'll keep it, I don't know. It's not how the movie looks, but whatever. This is more just meant to be a fun little illustration cartoon for the sake of drawing, because I haven't really done much in the last couple of days, because I've been very busy. Little signature. There we go. I'm just going to refine parts and bits and pieces now, just for the sake of, you know, contrast and balance. I don't know why I'm putting the darkness on that side, because the moon is there, which would be casting the light, so the light would be coming from that side, and the darkness would be on that side. But we're not worried about that too much. This is basically just, you know, what we've done. Normally, I would have a wider spread image, because, you know, I like using the full widescreen availability, but this time it's a square format. I'm just going to put some building random bits. Maybe put a light in there, I don't know. This is just random crap for the sake of there being a building there. I am being finicky now. I'm just going to put a little bit of shading under the foot, or under the knee, I should say. Okay, that's pretty good. That's alright. I can deal with that. Hopefully you guys like this video. Hopefully you learned something, actually, because, you know, this is partially a tutorial. I probably went too fast for some of you. I apologize for that. But hopefully you were able to learn some things about, you know, how to build it up. I won't time-lapse it, so, you know, even if I'm drawing too fast, you can at least watch me drawing at my speed as opposed to a million miles per hour. But, yeah. That's it for this drawing. If you liked it, give a thumbs up, comment on what you thought. This drawing wasn't a suggestion, I just drew it because I felt like it. But yeah, until next time, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and all that good stuff. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Cheerio for now.